All right, today let's talk about Found North's 17-year Helldiver from 2025. Stick around. All right, so welcome back to Brutally Honest. It's been a minute since I've been able to sit down and go through some things. I've got several bottles here that I need to go through for you guys, and we're going to try to do one of those today. And I'm pretty excited to do this Helldiver, which is going to be the 2025 release. It's a 17-year Canadian whiskey that when the last year's batch came out, I freaked out over. I wanted to go get it, and I never did get one. But I did get a batch 19 year, which is a complete monster. Like, that thing is fantastic, delicious. Like, I love it. Probably one of my favorite Found North products so far. Reached out to Found North, talked with them several months ago, said, look, I'd love to get on the list. When you have new products come out, I'd love to review those. And they said, absolutely. So obviously there's several of us content creators that they connected with. And I got my bottle before I left town last time and wasn't able to review it. So some time has passed, and I am excited to get into that today. So Found North is another purveyor, somebody that's sourcing whiskey, right? They source a lot of Canadian stuff and do some finishings and some blends. And what I've found is that the majority of their stuff tends to fit my palate. So while unique, I prefer it. There again, may not be for everybody. This particular version for this year, we sat through a call with them, was something that they put a ton of effort and work into and getting it where they wanted it. And I think that's something that's really complex and very difficult when you start looking at all these guys that are blending all these different whiskeys. So this is a 17-year product. It's 112 proof, distilled in Canada. And then it's finished in like sherry, cognac, and some new American oak barrels. It's 86% corn, it's 13% rye, and it's 1% barley. It's part of their high altitude collection. This core blend of this, once they've got everything blended up, spent like another 6 months in those casks that I talked about. Cognac and sherry is used a lot in some of your cigar blends, and I'm pretty fond of most cigar blends. This is a blend of a lot of older whiskeys. So you've got a 20-year corn, you've got a 24-year corn, you got a 17-year corn, and like a 22-year rye that are all blended together. So obviously in American whiskey, we have to use the lesser year, so they're calling this a 17-year. But there's a lot of older whiskey in this, so I'm really excited to get into it and try it out. If I'm not mistaken, these go for $169 MSRP. It's going to be like anything else. It's going to be allocated. There was 6,300 bottles. I think it was like 6230, 6220, something like that. So 6,200 bottles released. But let's get into it. Let's talk about it a little bit and see what we think. I'm just glad that they even considered allowing me to review their stuff. So, and there again, I told them I'd be 100% honest. If I don't like it, I'm going to let you know I don't like it. I promise you that. I'll try to explain the palate as best I can, what I'm getting, the notes. I still consider myself one of the biggest rookies in the industry, so I'm not going to sit here and tell you I've got a great palate, but we'll try to nose that in the old Brutally Honest Bourbon Glen. So I like these. They work really well, I feel like, with the way the shape of the glass is and how that funnels everything up. So if I'm studying a whiskey, I really like to study it in one of these. So let's get into it. It's very pleasant on the nose. It jumps off the glass. It's been a minute since I've studied some whiskey. So I've drank a lot. I haven't studied it a whole lot. We've done a few barrel picks recently. So it's going to be sweeter. It's going to be some of those lighter sweetnesses. It's going to have some like bright fruit jumping off of it, like maybe bright cherries, some apples. I would say maybe some like light brown sugar, perhaps. Man, every time I go to it, something else is coming up. Like, it's unfolding. I might need to leave this thing in the glass and spend a little time with it. I'm telling you, every time I go back to it, I'm getting something different. Wow, now I'm getting like some type of like cobbler crust. That's really nice. That's really nice. So we'll look at the legs on the glass. So they kind of thin out and dissipate. They're far apart. The whiskey is pretty viscous, to be honest with you. Like, it takes a minute for the legs to get started. See how slow that's starting on that backside. Let's see how it is. Wow. Really sweet. It's really sweet. Not artificially sweet. It's not Havana sweet. A lot of corn there, right? But the corn's got some age on it. I like it. So far, I like it. We're going to go back in so we can dig into it a little bit. But it left like a sweet finish on my lips. So I sipped it, got all the sweetnesses, started unfolding, and I licked my lips, and I was like, ooh, I like that. Wow, that's complex. That is complex, to say the least. You're getting those brighter sweetnesses. It's got a good mouthfeel to it. Not super thick and viscous, but it's got a good mouthfeel. That rye spice is really nice. Just a nice little peppery spice on the tongue. Definitely get that bready kind of crust like you would get off of a peach cobbler, blackberry cobbler. I don't know. All right, let's go back in and talk a little bit more about it. I'm having a tough time with this one. Like, it's really good. It's really complex. And I'm struggling to articulate everything for you guys. Man, get some tobacco there. Still getting that fruit. Like, maybe even like some pear, apple, something like that. But it's like a fresh pear, fresh apple. It's not like it's cooked or anything. Not a crazy long finish on this one. If I were to say, one downside to it is that it doesn't have like an extended finish like I would like. What it leaves you with is pretty nice. Just a mild bitter around the outside of the tongue. There's still some like pepper spice there, but there's not a ton of flavor in the extended finish. Okay, so, and at 112 proof, I don't think it quite drinks 112 proof. This is my first pour of the day, and I'm not on fire. Doesn't have a ton of a hug here. That's a really nice pour, guys. That's really nice. In comparison, I feel like the batch 9, that 19 year, totally different whiskey. I feel like it's head and shoulders above this, but this is absolutely well represented by Found North. This is a great bottle. If you could find it and don't have to pay something crazy on secondary for it, I would absolutely buy that bottle. So let's talk about it. Let's get us some rankings, see where we are. So on the nose, there again, it's pleasant. It's really pleasant on the nose. I really like that. It's like that pear, apple, maybe light brown sugar. I don't know, but it's sweet. It's really sweet. And you get a hint of that breadiness. I like it. On the nose, I'm gonna give it. I'm gonna give it like a 4.3 on the nose. 4.4. Let's go 4.4. I mean, that is really nice. I'd make a candle out of that. I'm not kidding you. If you guys have had it, like, leave me some notes in the comment and let me know that you've had it and you disliked it or you liked it or you didn't pick up any of these notes or yep, these notes are kind of what you got too. Give me some ideas. What are you guys thinking? I'm hoping that my palate lines up with some of y'all's palates and will help you guys out. On the palate, I'm gonna stay with that, like 4.25 on the palate, and on the finish, it has a finish. Don't misunderstand that I'm saying that like it doesn't have a finish. It has finish. It just doesn't have a real concentrated, extended finish, which is something I like. But I like that. On the finish, I'm gonna stay right there with it. You know, probably like a 4. So all in all. Would I buy the bottle? Absolutely. I've already tried. I tried to get it in the lottery. Would I have a backup of it? I would. That's just really good whiskey. And that's what I want is really good whiskey. So I would absolutely buy a backup of that. Would I pay crazy secondary prices for it? Probably not. That's just me. Because it's not one of those just super stellar, like crazy, knock it out of the park bottles. It's just a really delicious whiskey that I'd be proud to have a bottle of. That's very good. So there you have it. That's my thoughts on it. Guys, if you hadn't looked over at the Patreon, I say it every time. I wish you would. For anything other than just giving me some constructive criticism on, am I doing okay? So the biggest perks, I think, for that group are getting to go with me and do barrel picks. And getting to get in on the barrel pick bottles that we do. We try to run everything legit. We try to utilize, distillers that use online type distribution, or I'll run it through stores where, people can get it. But I try to make sure the patrons can get the bottles, and I try to make sure they have the opportunity to go with us on the picks. So that's one of the biggest things. I mean, obviously, I give you guys that are in the Patreon group all the behind the scenes type stuff, like if something's going on and I'm talking to somebody about a barrel pick, or if I'm trying to figure out what I really need to do for the group, Facebook or Patreon, I bounce it off the patrons first. So look over there, check that out, let me know what you think. But all in all, Found North's Helldiver is going to be a definite buy with a backup for me. So I hope that helps you out some. And until the next time, y'all let the whiskey and friendships flow. Cheers.